Now remember, I already removed the skin. The meat just comes right off. Mmm, very good. Hi guys, welcome back to Love from the Kitchen. Thanks for stopping by. Pull up a seat and get ready. We're going to show you a little slow cooker action today. We're going to cook 4 chicken quarters in the slow cooker, and we're going to use some seasonings that were given to us as a gift from our son, and I'll show you these on the other because it's backwards. I'll show you those in a minute. So we're going to use these rubs on these chicken quarters. At this point, I've already washed and removed the skin, because one thing that is often a misconception with slow cooking, you don't need a lot of fat with a slow cooker. You need a lot of fat if you're going to bake something in a dry heat, or you're going to grill something, again, the dry heat. But when you're using a pressure cooker or a slow cooker or a moist type of heat, you don't need that fat to moisten the meat. It will be moistened in the cooking process. So to eliminate that rubbery, oily skin, you can also fry it beforehand. If you don't want to remove the skin, fry it and brown it before you put it in the slow cooker. I just didn't want the extra fat, so I took the skin off, and I've already washed it. And next I'm going to do is season it and put it in the slow cooker. So hang in there, and here we go. Okay, here's our chicken quarters. I've left them in the strainer. They're dripping on that pan. I'm actually going to move this at this point, and I'm going to bring out another plate that I'm going to season those on. We'll put that right here. And I want to show you the seasoning. So I've got this one, which looked really good. And there's the ingredients. And this one's called the Taste of Tuscany. One thing I like about these, you can get them on Amazon. They've got magnets on the bottom of the cans, so it'll stick to any metal surface. So those are nice. And it also has a pour and a shake spout. You just turn it to line up with the holes somewhere on here. Keep turning, there it is. So there's a shake, and if I turn it back this way, there's the pour. You can actually just take the lid off if you want. I see some already came out. And then the other flavor is Taste of Cajun. It looks like this. And there's the ingredients of it. Now, I'm not promoting this necessarily. I'm certainly not getting any reimbursement for this. This is not paid advertising. I'm just showing you these because they're really cool and handy. And they do taste good. We've used them on other foods in the past. So let me get a damp cloth because I've already made a mess on my stove. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is take one of these skinless quarters, and we're going to put it on shake mode here. Turn this around until we find the slot. There it comes. Then we're going to shake this Cajun. Well, that's a little too slow. Let's try using the pour slot. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Then we're just going to tap it out. Do it like a rub. Be kind of liberal with it. And matter of fact, we're going to do 2 of them with that flavor. So let's get the other one on here. Be kind of liberal. There we go. And we're going to flip them over. Do the other side. them good and coated. Now this, the other benefit to this, your seasoning being right on the meat is going to influence the meat a lot more than if the skin was on here, because the skin acts as a barrier. So the skin gets all the good, yummy flavor when you leave it on there, and the meat most of the time goes flavorless. And that's why they do things like injections, or they have to lift the skin up. Do all kinds of tips and tricks to leave the skin on and still get flavor to the meat. Okay, so there's those two with the Cajun seasoning. We're just going to lay them in there. That. And then we're going to clean this plate off, and we're going to do the Tuscany. So pardon me while I'm out of view momentarily. Give this plate a little wipe down. Back. Now we've got two more thighs. And you can use so many flavors for chicken. If you look on videos, you'll see so many different recipes. And so we're trying to do something different from the normal, which would be like put thyme and basil and or Italian seasoning or poultry seasoning. We wanted to change it up. And now this one is kind of a poultry seasoning, this Tuscany. You can see it, those green herbs. That's going to be just so delicious. And we're not going to have all that grease and oil on the chicken that you would have the other methods. And we're going to lay this one. Oh, I like that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Squeeze him in there. There we go. There we go. Okay, let me get this plate moved. And how simple that was. We basically have seasoned our chicken and got it ready for the crock pot. Now I am going to put about half a cup of water in there because we don't have the fat and whatnot. And we want to put a little bit of a moisture barrier, plus it'll help the chicken to steam in here. There we go. And don't want to pour it on top of the meat because you don't want to wash off your seasonings. And we're going to put that on high. We're going to cook it for about 4 hours, and we're going to check it with a thermometer. So we will be back in the blink of an eye. Okay, we did wash and quarter 4 medium russet potatoes and added them in here because I love potatoes that come out of the crock pot. They're just so good. And I also, because of the potatoes and the fact that potatoes do soak up a lot of sodium, we did add about 2 teaspoons of salt to the potatoes and a little bit across, about half a teaspoon across the chicken. So I would say about 2 teaspoons total on the potatoes and then a little bit on the chicken. Now we wait. Okay, we've been cooking this for about 3.5 hours. I forgot if we started. It's about 3.5 hours. And potatoes are done. I checked the temperature. Chicken's at temperature. Potatoes are soft but not mushy. Now what we're going to do is add this. This is asparagus, frozen asparagus. It says it only takes a few minutes to prepare. So we're basically going to just lay it in here and break it up a little bit. It's really hot in there. Put the lid back on. Now we're going to let this set. And there it is again if you want to see it one more time. Got that at the dollar store, $1.25 for a bag of asparagus. We're going to let that set for 5 minutes and then we will check it again. Well, welcome back. It's been about 5 minutes and we're going to take the lid off. And then we are going to get us some food out here. Let's start by getting some asparagus. Yum. See, it's nice and soft. That was frozen, remember? Nice and soft now. We're going to get us a little bit of potato. And the potato, you will see, is nice and soft and got some of those flavors from the, see how soft that is? Just cuts. Cook perfect. And then we're going to get us 2 pieces of chicken. Oh, that's falling apart. There it is. There's that's the Tuscan. And then on this side, just reach in there and pull the leg, just comes right off. There's the Cajun. And you can tell the difference because the Tuscan's more greenery and the Cajun is more kind of an orangey brown color. So there we are. Slow cooked chicken quarters with potatoes and asparagus. Now your potatoes, you can put whatever you want on them. I'm going to use a little bit. It feels like my jar is almost empty, so it's going to be very little. Little bit of sour cream, Mexican crema on my potato. Just like that. Okay. And we'll give it a taste. Okay, here we are with our chickens. Now this is the Tuscan. It's more green. There we go. This is the Cajun. Let's give the Cajun a try. Now remember, I already removed the skin. The meat just comes right off. Mmm. Very good. A little bit of a spice in that one. Let's try the Tuscan. A little bit of gristle in that bite. Probably where the leg was connected. Mmm. Really like that flavor though. Let me get another taste of that Tuscan. And see, I don't have that greasy, oily skin to deal with. It's just pull apart. The meat's moist. So I would recommend that you take the skin off when you cook chicken in the slow cooker. Won't be so oily and greasy. Mmm. Have a bite of potato. Mm. Mm. A little bit of asparagus. Mmm. Good stuff. Thanks for coming by. Give it a try. It only takes a couple hours. You got a quick lunch, quick dinner. It only took a few minutes to set that up. Excuse me. I need a towel. The longest part of that was rinsing the chicken, removing the skin. Once you do that, you put your favorite rub on it and put it in a crock pot. Again, 4 medium-sized potatoes cut into quarters. So you cut a potato in half, and then cut those 2 halves in half. And there's your quarters. and just lay them on the outside edges, because the edges of the crock pot get hotter than the middle. It'll help make sure your potatoes are done when your chicken's done. And yeah, cook it a couple hours, put a little water in the bottom. That was perfect. I'll keep the bottom from like scorching to the crock pot, or you could use a crock pot liner, slow cooker liner. I have some of those, but I haven't tried them yet. So anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this meal, and hope you cook it. Let us know how it tastes and what you think. Okay? Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thing I didn't get a chance to talk about is putting the chicken away for storage. Well, the chicken's really hot like this, the bones will come out real easy. So now's the best time to remove the bones from the chicken. And there aren't very many. The thigh has 2 bones, the drumstick has 1 big one and 1 little splinter bone. Remove them now, and then store the chicken, and your meat will last longer without the bones in it. Enjoy.